little bit of flow. All right. So now I'm going to go. All right. So you do it. All right. So now you're literally just now you've got your imaginary jazz. Right. And I don't even want you stopping at the where you have to stop on it. I want you just to flow. This is all about the flow, how you see the dog, where you see the first problem arising. So I'm going to go back 3 steps. Too much. You don't even have to do the full 3. Right? You're going to go stand. I don't have a problem. Does Jazz have a problem with the sign?
She has a problem in the trials doing any of these distance signs.
Okay, so you're going to go, I've got at least one. I'm going to count how many distance ones I've got. All right, but other than that, she knows the sign, but I've got a couple distance ones I've got to think about. Okay, cool. All right, so turn with her. There's plenty of space for her. You're probably a little close for her on that sign.
Yes.
Now, the other thing is, she has to set you up for this, but make sure, so that one you would set up out there, because that's you approach it from the center, right? So you go, okay, so, and you can even go to the judge going, how do you want me to approach this? Because it's a little, and they might go, oh crap, like, oh, we'll move that for you. You go, I don't really have room for my big girl, and they'll fix that. So that now you've put the dog in and fixed any problems with that. So you go, okay, cool. So now you've got another distance down.
Yeah.
So you go, okay, I've got to give her attention there for
stand. This is going to sit.
Sit. All right, so I've got 2 distance change of positions. And then where are you at? You go, oh my God, we're getting one of these. Oh, she likes these.
Yeah.
So you get to a little bit of up all your back, spinner. Cool. All right, next one. And then you go, oh, I remember this. On this turn, I've got to get butt. I have to have her spot on.
Yeah. So
now you go, I have to have her attention. So now I would almost put her in a touch or something going on. And start thinking about it going, so this is a pivot. She's good here. But I have to keep her with me, right? Because I've got the 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah, and it's close.
It's close, right? So I'm going
she's bounced out of that one.
So I'm going to look at it going, where do I want her to come? So if I've got her to change, I've got to change the direction. So I have to have her here.
Yeah. So
I'm like, okay, that's tight there. I'm going to stop her right about here and go back 1, 2, 3, go. All right. So I'm going to go, okay, this corner I got to come back and rethink. All right. So I'm going, all right, I'm pretty good, except for a distance down, a distance pretty good otherwise, but I'm going to have to rethink this one and double check it.
Yeah.
All right. So cool. All right. 270 right, easy peasy. My dog's with me. All right. Anything with this one? We'll keep walking it.
No, it's just a novice course. It's a novice sign.
Yep, so you're going to go cool, pull front, finish left, pull. Yeah, that's sweet. Finally we get a good sign.
I've got to keep her focused on this because if she's in front, she'll miss it.
There you go. So you go, okay. So we come back to the sign and go. All right. So I'm sweet. I've got flow. I've got 2 distance downs, but they are what they are. I've got good flow, but I have to be careful coming out of that corner. I'm good to here, but once I come into this corner, I have to be mindful of here.
This one will be a bit easier because she's in a sit.
Exactly.
And we just take off from there.
So now what I would make sure that I did then is all right, I know that I've got to keep her on this one, so I'm going to go with me. Yeah, I know the sign.
Yeah.
Bang. Yes, you were good. I don't know what the judge was thinking. Come with me. Right? Yeah, so we're with it. And you just remember going, after the spin, I have to, as soon as I get past the sign, I have to, because it caught you out, right? You're like, I have to get over, right? And not late for her. So that I would go, all right, so I know on this stretch here, I've got to come out of this one.
Yeah.
Right, with her, bang, bang, you're with me. I know that's a circle spin. Yeah, good job, with me. Yes, good job. So now I'm going, there's a lot of with me, like attention here. And you go, yeah. This is gonna be distraction central. Yeah. Right? So I know that she's got every chance to go. It's over there. It's over there. Yeah. So I'm gonna look at this one going, all right, I'm gonna have to talk to her a lot more through this one. So this is one I've got to stay connected going, right with me. Yes, good job. Right here, we're gonna turn. Good job. Oh, not the other way. Good job. All right, we go, okay, I know I need to do that. Cool. Yeah. All right. So I come out of this one.
Come out of here on this side.
All right, so I've got a couple issues on this stretch that I know I've got to manage.
Back over here.
Yep, that's any problems coming out of that sign? And you're way too close to it. Go back a little bit.
Yeah.
There you go, a little bit. Yep, probably a little too far. So pretty much Paul showed me with Ryan, he was at a 45, so he could, wherever he could still read it. Yeah. Right? All right, so any problems coming out of that one?
No.
All right, so next one?
Yeah. problem here, she's too excited to go around the sign, so I've got to be wide enough.
Yep.
I've given her
And you
room.
have a big dog.
Yeah.
You're allowed to give her space to get around that sign. So I would go, well, and if you're, if it's a judge you're not sure about, just say, look, because I've asked them this. Say, say, I feel like that's a little too close. Is this okay? Because when she comes around me, I don't want her hitting that sign. Is this okay? And they'll go, oh yeah, you've got a big dog. You have to handle that. Like you have to be mindful of that. That's good handler.
Amanda's advice
Yep.
was, you know that's there.
Yep.
Position yourself a little bit wider on this one.
Yes. So it's not as obvious.
And then as you take off, don't make it look like.
No, it's exactly right. And this is why the walkthrough. So you're going, look, I got to come out of here. All right. The second one now we're talking about the dog. Right. So you go, okay, I'm a halt, stand down. All right. So with it. All right. Cool. I come into here. Dog circle. Oh, all right. Hold on. Yep. Now, here we go. This is the one Amanda told me. Like, I know when I come out of the weed, come out wide.
Yep.
Come out wide. All right. Not as wide as I'm going to on the next one.
Yeah.
But just give myself that line. Yeah. All right. So when I come out of the weeds, I've got to give a little more space. Yeah. All right. So hand the halt around and go. Oh, that might be a little much. All right. So you go. I'm going to come back in. I want to hit. So here's the spot that I'm looking for.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to go, okay, that's my spot where I want to land. All right, so I'm going to go, all right, so come out a little bit, come out there, come out a little bit wide. Yeah. This is the spot that I'm looking for right here. Around, bang. All right, cool, we'll come back to that. So I'm like, all right, so I've got it down. So distance thing, I've got to be careful out of that corner. Yep. I've got to be careful coming out of this one that I've got her. Yep. Right, and when I come out of that, I've got to come a little wide on that line, sort of on that. Cool. And then you go, all right, that actually lines me up for this one. Yeah. Right, where I can come back in then. Right? Just nice and gradual, come back in. Right, turn. Yep, alright, cool. She knows that sounds pretty well. Yep. Alright. Does that make sense on the second walkthrough? Really does. Now the third walkthrough is now you're managing you have an imaginary dog and you're managing the course according to the way we just talked about. If you feel like you don't have it yet and you're not comfortable on it, right? Do a fourth one. Right? By the third one you should have, because we just talked through that. Yeah. I don't know the signs, but I can tell you I can get to there without even trying. Right? So I'm going to stand here and go, all right, hold the front. I know I've got a bloody distance thing that I got to make sure she's doing. Right turn's easy peasy. I've got another distance one. The right turn, but when I come out of the right turn, I know I have to have her right here because I'll lose her. Right? So I'm going to come in, that's going to be a back 1, 2, 3. I'm good on the turn. I know on that next sign that I've got to have her with me, so this is going to be a real attention, like bang, you're with me, you're with me, you're with me, spin, yes, I'm good through the weaves, but I have to come out wide to set myself up for that next sign that I've got room for her to go around me. The turn here is pretty easy, that's pretty easy, and then you just keep going through it. I don't even know the signs. Yeah. I've just walked it. I can tell you exactly through there already what we're doing, you know what I mean?
All I've been doing is trying to focus so heavily on the signs that when I'm out there and she's being distracted or lagging or whatever, I can focus on her. Yep.
Does this make it now? Really because now it's like you don't have to focus on you now know where the problems are. Yeah. So you're going like, I don't have any problems in there. I know I've got one there and one there, but that's just with her distance stuff. That one I have a problem. That one I have to make sure, and coming back at the same bloody spot, I've got to make sure I've got something there. So now you're talking about managing the course, not memorizing the signs. To me, that's a much better way of doing it. You know the signs. Does that make sense? And then you just practice it as many times as you need to. The last one I would like to see you do is that you're like, you're with me, yes, good girl.
Imaginary dog.
1, 2, 3, yes, good job, well done. Yeah. Good job. I'm going to go down. Good job. Awesome. We're into the right turn. I know I've got another distance, but you're going to do it for me, right? Yeah. And I would really just start talking. Like now, I'm focusing on the dog and not paying attention to the sign so much. And what happens is, if you come to, you're like, yep, I've got this, right? And I go, oh, crap, what was that one? Okay, yeah, all right. You'll find the one that's going to catch you out. Does that make sense? And then worry about that sign. Go back and practice
position yourself that you can still read it.
Yeah, but even in your practice, like when you start doing that third one is about the dog. Yeah. And you're really visualizing the dog's movements, where you're at, and you go, oh shit, what was that sign? You'll know where you have to go through and go, I'm going to go back to there, walk through that. Yes, I got that sign now. Does that make sense? That's a better way of walking a course than what I see people do. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know the signs,
Yes.
right? Figure out where your problems are. So the first one's just a nice easy, do I know them all? Second one, where do I have a problem with the dog? The third one then is, all right, now it's all about the dog.
Yeah.
And then whatever you need after that.
Yeah.
But once you feel like you've walked it with a flow, you're sweet. You're done. You know? You're done.